Hey YouTube, welcome to this week's video. This was a drawing from a while back. It's actually the cover from my Inktober zine from 2017, so last year. My video this week is sponsored by Squarespace. If you're in need of a website, portfolio, or even an online shop, make sure you check out Squarespace. They have free trials and even website domains. So the drawing I did for my Inktober cover is actually a recreation of a sketch I did a couple months ago. You guys might have seen it in a travel vlog that I did. I think I drew it on the plane back to Texas. For this drawing I used my usual materials, Pentel Aquash brush pens with various amounts of ink and water in them, my Hushwing Watercolors Colonial palette, some Faber-Castell Polychromos colored pencils, a Uniball Signo white gel pen, and I tried a new watercolor paper for this one. I went to Blick recently and I picked up this Stonehenge cold pressed watercolor paper. I wasn't really happy with how the paper worked out, but I'll talk more about that later. If you guys are interested in hearing a little bit more about the materials I use all the time, be sure to check out my materials video for Inktober, where I talk in depth about what my favorite materials are and what I use frequently. So planning out this drawing was a little bit different than usual because it was going to be a book cover. I wanted it to be a spread front and back of the cover, so I had to put the focus of my image on the right side of the drawing. That way it would be on the cover and wrap around to the back on the left side. So I had to make this drawing really long because my book was going to be about 5 by 7, so that times 2 plus the spine and any bleed on the edges is all stuff I have to keep in mind when painting. I actually ended up adding an extra piece onto the left side on a different piece of paper. I pretty much just did a really simple background. I wanted these characters to be sitting in one of their rooms and whispering as if they're talking about the viewer. For some reason I really enjoy drawing characters interacting with each other a lot more lately. It's fun giving them attitude and telling like a mini story in their expressions and leave it up to the viewer to figure out what they're doing. This was actually one of my favorite sketches I've done, so I really wanted to recreate it anyway. As I mentioned earlier, I didn't really like the watercolor paper I tried out, the Stonehenge. As soon as I started laying down paint, even in a thin layer, the texture of the paper started beating up a little bit. As if I was overworking the paint, but it was just one layer and I didn't do it any differently than I usually do. And I noticed that if I erased any of my pencil marks, it would immediately start damaging the paper. Which is weird to me because this paper seems similar in texture and thickness to the fluid watercolor paper that I use all the time, but for some reason it was a lot worse, and I've heard a lot of good things about this paper, so I'm definitely going to try it again and see if maybe I can get it to work better with different techniques. But for now I wasn't too happy with it, which is sad because it was pretty expensive. I put all the focus on the characters and kind of just did a light wash of grays in the background, adding some shading and mostly like a vignette, which is darker on the edges to bring everything together. I want to talk a little bit more about Squarespace since I'm actually rebuilding my website right now. I've been using them for a couple years. If you don't know what they are, it's a platform online that lets you create and customize your own website really easily. If you've ever used like Tumblr or WordPress or any of those other blog websites, it used to take me hours or even days just to customize my blog or website to make it look how I wanted. I even had to learn some HTML just to customize a little bit or like move something over. With Squarespace you can do it all easily, like you don't even need to know any HTML. They have a whole bunch of amazing templates for your website, so if you're in need of a portfolio, an event page, a blog website, or an online store, anything like that, There's templates for all of those types of things, and they immediately look professional. As soon as you plug in your words and your images, it looks amazing. I actually used their free trial when I first started. I built my entire website in like an hour or two with multiple pages, and I was immediately hooked. I went and bought the subscription right away because it's so much easier, and they have award-winning customer service. The fact that you can put everything in one, like an online store and your domain, is pretty awesome. So if you want to see for yourself, go ahead and go to squarespace.com and start your free trial. Build your website, see how it works out. If you like it, then you can go to squarespace.com/Jacquelin and get 10% off your first order. So check out the links below, and thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys are interested in getting your hands on one of my Inktober zines, you can check out my shop. There's links below. Right now the pre-order was delayed because it took me a bit longer to finish the drawings for Inktober than I thought it would. There's also some production issues, so I will be mailing them out pretty soon. All of the pre-orders will be getting an extra sticker or two that's exclusive to the pre-order only, and the rest of the book should be available soon. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!